Oh, sweetie. There you go.
No.
Well, I tried to pull up Roll20 over
Oh,
here,
shit.
and that absolutely did not want to work, so... Might not display the map this session.
Oh, mustard.
Mustard.
Not on the beat, yo.
Oh. What are you doing, sweetie?
Oh.
Strong dog.
I don't. What? When I get another animal, I want to get a Maine Coon.
Oh,
big
the
boy?
big one.
I want one of them big boys.
So
yeah.
fluffy.
Carlos is a big boy.
Oh. See,
Carlos?
these cats are actually nice to me. Our last cat loved my wife but hated me. You know,
I've
like
only-
you go to bed and she's like, "You're not actually thinking you're gonna sleep here."
I've only had one cat that hasn't been like a people person. Like every other cat I've had has been some relatively level of social, and like if there were strangers, they wouldn't run and hide. But there was one cat.
Yeah.
Granted, it was my grandma's cat before it started living with us, before she had to go into like a old folks home. So when we adopted it, it did not like anybody. And when it moved into my mom's apartment, I was out of the house, out of the apartment at Job Corps. So when I moved back in, the cat was using my room as like its safe haven, and like using my bed and everything. And so every like and all I did, I walked in, I saw him there, he'd hiss and like swat. I would ignore him. I would just treat him as if he didn't exist. And every time, every time I had to go to bed, I would be slowly be getting into bed, lifting my covers as this cat is just like swatting, getting its claws stuck because it wouldn't let you give it a nail trim. And,
So peaceful.
and then like after a month, I remember I was on my computer playing World of Warcraft. You know, I had no life. All I did was play that game. Yeah, for sure. I'm always down to talk about WoW.
I play a lot.
But I was on my computer, and then all of a sudden, I just see him jump up onto my lap, and I'm like, "What
Just
the fuck?"
suddenly.
Yeah, just suddenly, I was like, "What
Oh, wow.
the fuck?" And just lays down, starts purring, and I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, Carmen is purring her ass off right now.
Cats are so cool, man. I love them.
They are cool.
All right. How is everyone feeling?
Alive.
Jinx.
I didn't say and well, so it isn't Jinx. Get wrecked.
God, he's gonna be like, not after tonight, you won't.
Oh.
Oh,
I mean, I did die.
You went down. You didn't die.
Yeah.
I got knocked down, but I got up
I
again.
get up again.
And I'm probably gonna get knocked down again.
Because I'm a warlock. I died.
I'm a wizard. I don't have the same problem.
Yeah, his problem's even worse.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But I'm an order of scribes wizard, so we'll see.
I tried pulling up the map for the
boats, ships,
for the stream, and it doesn't want to do that today. So, I'm just gonna be looking at everyone's lovely faces for the entirety of this session.
Well,
Theater of the mind.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, you still have it up on Roll20. Everyone else is just gonna be missing out. All right. So, anyone want to give me a recap of what happened last session?
all I know is I smell like dog. I don't know what happened.
Fair enough. Right. Well. So, where we left off last session, coming in from the prior session, we were ready to take our heist to the next level
Mhm.
after our preparations. We just had our two social fellas go in and completely take the wind out of Lord Gentrification sails. Uh, uh, we didn't get we got the dagger
Yes.
or the blade. We got some nice well, Octavius got some nice pillows and blankets. Uh, we got however much gold the bag of holding could carry, and then we filled a bunch of haversacks and tossed them over Iramin, who was in dire wolf form. But I don't think we got all the gold because there was just like a shit ton, like mountain
Yes.
pile worth
Yeah.
of gold.
We got a good chunk of it.
We got a good chunk.
Yeah.
We made it into the forest, and then oh frick, Desmond snuck his way back into town to talk to a cart uh cart
Talk
guy.
to card.
Yeah, talk to.
Oh my gosh.
And was able to get him to bring out his cart with himself and give us a nice, relaxing journey back to Crater Bay. I don't remember the name of the port town.
Crater Bay Port.
Crater Bay Port, cool. Where undead were, for some reason, coming out of the ocean to attack the dockhands and the guard. Whether or not those guys are still living, who knows? Because I can't remember. Did we already set sail, or are we still in the middle of?
We basically set sail while they were still fighting, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we just said fuck them, but
You said not my circus, not my monkeys. And
Well,
you
there's
just
only so much
well.
we can do.
We're also pirates, not heroes.
damn straight. That's neutral, actual neutral. Take notes, people.
Mm-hmm.
thank you for that very, very accurate summary. Give yourself an inspiration.
Thank you.
I'm going to go grab a pen.
So, gotta pull this stuff up.
Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
So,
Hey.
before, as you get onto the ship, you saw it was already starting to drift away from the port. Everyone gets on the ship. You say to Nail to let's go. She started barking the orders, and fairly quickly the town starts to shrink in the distance. You see a little bit of light shine in the port as the one self-proclaimed paladin begins to bless his allies. But from there, you don't know what happens to the port. And with you collecting yourselves, you see, I'm not sure if everyone remembers, there's a halfling aboard. She runs up to Citrine and immediately begins casting healing spells and getting her up. And anyone else with any injuries, she tends to you all as well. This is Twig, the ship's doctor.
You said halfling?
Yes.
So if you have any head wounds, she can't reach him. Just so you know.
No. Oh, it depends on the head.
Ew.
Oh, I did not.
Too early, man.
Oh. So, anyways,
It, can I do it like a perimeter? Make sure there's no like undead clinging to the side of the ship.
Oh, like leftovers or
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, so you absolutely take a quick look around. The only undead you see have been slain. And before you... Because I'm assuming you want to walk the perimeter as well.
Yeah.
So before you walk off, Nail puts a hand up to your chest to stop you, and she says, "Do you have my dagger?"
I look to Aloric, who has the bag of holding. Say, nah, I wasn't in charge of holding
We do have your
stuff.
dagger.
Please, can I have it?
Oh, sure, of course. That was part of the instructions.
So you take the dagger out and hand it and you hand it to her. She takes it very gently, and you almost think you see a tear form in her eye. And then she holsters it in her coat. Says, "I can't thank you enough. Whatever gold you stole from the Duke is yours. I don't care. I'll let Gil know. Just don't kill each other over it, okay?"
Well, we wouldn't do that.
I would like to think that Irmin in this situation, because she doesn't know exactly how much we got, is just in what form gonna dart his eyes back and forth to everybody like, oh.
Everybody's like,
have you seen that video of the guy who has like a baby like cougar, and the dog keeps like looking to the owner?
That's right, yeah.
Like, like this is a dangerous animal.
Why is this in the house?
Which I have it calculated. You got 40,000 gold.
That's a lot.
oh,
That's a lot of gold.
Because you weren't just shoveling
Alaric
gold
goes-
into the
Alaric
sacks.
goes, "Fuck this job,
It
I'm
wasn't
outta
just
here."
gold in little polished towers.
Right.
It was just piles of gold and gems. So you shoveled
ah,
quite a lot
okay.
of gems in there.
All right.
Jones.
A lot lighter.
Guys, let's just buy our own ship. That's the wrong
Yeah.
character again. Also, I can't talk. I'm a dog. Bark, bark, bark.
Well, no, Nail was the one barking orders, not you.
Right.
Nice.
So-
Fire today.
I am.
So
I've been banking them for the past several weeks.
Yeah, that's it.
So Nail walks off and starts barking more orders around. If any of you remember Jack, the deck swab, she yells at him to start cleaning up the rest of the blood left behind. And it is at this point you see someone you had not seen on this ship before.
Hold on, let me get to my page of NPCs before you say anything.
Oh, wow.
I should really get a new notebook. This has like notes from like 20 different campaigns. There we go.
So on the opposite side of the ship, a large black half-dragon hauls a corpse over the railing and wipes his hands. Looks out,
Wait, where?
breathes deeply, then turns around and just notices you all. Gives you a quick little salute, starts heading to a door to go below deck, and Navi calls out, "Lovely to see you, Captain! Sure hope you were having a wonderful time shutting your damn self up in that bloody cabin without so much as a little hello from time to time." And the captain gives a quick little wave to her before going below deck.
Did you say half dragon or dragonborn?
Half dragon.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Distinct difference for all the viewers.
Yes, very distinct difference. Viewers aren't going to be able to see this, but whole picture.
Captain Black Scale. Cool.
It's disturbing how his scales make it look like he has chest hair.
Yeah.
He's also ripped. What is that, a 19 pack? God dang.
Yeah, for real.
I liked it. I got my money's worth out of that, okay?
That's
That's
cool.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Special thank you to the artist of this. So, as you are collecting yourselves, and Twig is tending to the rest of your injuries, Nail walks off. You hear Torque behind you, just looking at the deck, looking at the railing, and just moaning. Why? This is my baby. This is my beauty. Why have you damaged my beauty? He's like getting really angry about the very, very minor damage to the ship.
And this is Torque.
Yes.
Carpenter.
Okay, Carpenter.
Yeah.
So, everyone, you are up. Go up. What?
I was gonna say, anyone care to explain, like, what happened
With that undead.
with the undead? That seems
Weird. Yeah.
So when you call out like that, you see. Oop! I should. Oop! No.
the captain's dead.
Tattle comes skipping up to you all and says, "Honestly, we don't know. They just started walking out of the ocean, all like, woo."
Spooky.
Great.
We're lucky we got Miss Nail, though.
Were there not any sort of other signs? I mean, they really just came out of the ocean with
Just
nothing
walked
else
out of
going
the
on.
ocean. We didn't see anything in the water. We didn't see any. We didn't hear anything. It was weird.
That's quite strange. Has anyone aboard the ship heard of anything like this happening before anywhere?
From the helm, Navi calls out to you, says, "Aye, not very often, but happens time to time. Just never in close enough proximity where you hear about it."
Ehrman is going to, while he still has the limited time in his wolf form remaining, carry the fucking 1,000 pounds of gold that we have to our rooms, so he doesn't have to carry it anymore. And then we'll probably collapse and fall asleep in the room because that's heavy. So.
Well, do remember you just have little hammocks, not rooms.
Right. Well, he's just gonna
Exposed to the-
drop it underneath of his hammock and make sure it doesn't spill out. Try to make it as not obvious as possible, because he still doesn't trust everybody on the ship that much. So.
Start
Yeah, when
putting it in,
you-
like facts.
When you go to a hammock and you just kind of plop down, you pass by the cook Crumbs, and he doesn't really look shocked to see a dire wolf going downstairs. He just
9-foot tall wolf just walking by.
You better not be in that farm when I make dinner. I can only make so much.
He will just kind of growl as he's walking by, and he says that, and then not comment anymore. He's literally going to drop the bags of gold underneath of his hammock, climb into it, revert to human form, and fall asleep.
All right.
You care if I make a sandwich, Crumbs?
Do you go below deck with him then, or?
Just whenever I have time, not necessarily to sleep.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. At some point in time, you ask if you can make a sandwich. He just eyes you, like, what kind of sandwich?
Ham, cheese, mayo, tomato, onion.
Puppy.
Oh my goodness. Do his toes smell like Fritos?
So So at some point in time, you ask him if you can make a sandwich. He asks you what. You tell him the ingredients, and he just gives you a look. He says, "I can make it for you."
If I'm not imposing, I mean, I could have. If you have better things to do.
And he looks over to the bugbear Hekran and says, "Hekran, make sure you clean the dishes. Do not laze about." And he, very inhuman speed, just whizzes from table to table, chopping slices of different meats, vegetables, the ones that you asked, puts them together in a sandwich, hands it to you. "Try this. I added some bits. You should like."
Bit excessive, but all right.
It's a really good sandwich.
I'll eat this. Yeah, I would imagine so.
Scooby Doo sandwich ass.
And he got and
Did
he's
you have him? Did
The toothpick.
you have him
with
roll?
Yeah,
for,
exactly.
Roll for the sandwich making.
he and he just gives a nice satisfied nod. "Good to see. I once owned a restaurant, you know. It was a very good restaurant. Shame it had to be shut down, but I do not regret insulting that noble.
Hey.
That noble had no taste."
Well, more taste for us.
"Precisely. The captain saw me insult him, and he killed the guard and brought me aboard. It was a very wonderful time. And now I feed the crew. I get nothing but wonderful compliments. Life is good."
Life is good. No, I have no enemies.
All right, so is there anything that anyone would like to do specifically, since we covered the sandwich?
Yes, actually.
Critical. It was actually plot critical information.
Yes.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
very important.
That sandwich is gonna come up like 15 sessions from now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remember how to make this sandwich for some random person who wanted to taste like the best thing ever.
You would have dropped the 1 hit point, but that sandwich that you had 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago finally digested.
It's a miracle.
A miracle sandwich.
Oh.
Citrine.
Yeah. If anybody's still above deck, like Citrine gets all patched up but she looks as pale as she can, so I guess a peachy color. And she just looks a little spooked, and she's going to get up and quickly find somewhere where she can be alone, where she thinks she won't be overheard. Just avoiding eye contact. She's just beelining it for somewhere.
A couple
Not
of
being
people will
careful.
attempt to stop you, including Twig. Do you?
She'll just shrug them off and try to keep going.
Okay. The most alone you can be. I would say you go below deck, through a couple doors. Right here.
Cool. And then she'll just kind of get on, like, start kneeling, and if anybody's around, they might hear her. She's gonna just kind of start mumbling, just like she's talking to someone. And she's saying things like, I'm so sorry, I won't let you down, thank you for saving me. I'll try to be better, I want to go home. All these little mumbles if people try to follow her, but if not, that's what she's just kind of mumbling. By yourself.
Mumble web.
Anyone else?
Oh.
So, at this point, there's going to be about a week and a half of boating.
Boating.
And I forget, was it Iramin that ended up being bosun with Laurel
No,
or Desmond?
Desmond was the.
Yeah. Yeah, because we swapped, and yeah, I think. Yeah, Eamon swapped to the lookout.
That's right.
and
That's right. That's
I
right.
went to person.
Because I have the weather reading druidcraft thing, and also a really high wisdom. So.
Which it's a very cloudy. It's gonna be pretty cloudy for a few days.
It just
But-
would tell me if there's rain coming or not, so we wouldn't be like
Right.
caught out of nowhere by a storm. We would know. That's it.
I mean, never happens anyway. Any of those movies and games where it's like the storm came up out of nowhere, like that doesn't happen. That doesn't
Yeah.
actually happen. They can see the storm
Yeah.
coming from miles away.
Yeah, for hours and hours and hours beforehand. But
So, Desmond, as you are helping Laurel, you specifically are approached by Jack. And he says,
deck swab.
"Yep." And he says, "You you have fun out there, on the land in the country."
Well, I'd say it depends on what your definition of fun is. A lot of the time there is some fun, other times it can be quite messy.
You have a lot of freedom then.
Aye.
I swear, I've been cooped up on this ship for so long. It's not fair. It ain't fair, I tells you.
Well, I suppose the ocean offers a bit of freedom of its own, doesn't it? I mean, you can go anywhere on a ship. On land, you can only go wherever caravans will take you. Although, if you're speaking directly to your place on the ship, I think I can understand what you're talking about.
And he nods his head. That's exactly what I'm saying. It ain't fair. I do nothing but swab these decks day in and day out.
Well, have you ever tested your combat chops, mate? I mean, if you're good with the sword, you might be able to go on
I
out
am
there
good
like
with
we do.
I'm good with a sword. I'm good. I'm as good at combating as anyone on this ship. And Laurel at that laughs very loudly and says, "That whole undead attack? He was underneath. He was wrapped up in his hammock, just crying his eyes out, like he'd never seen a skeleton before.
That true, Jack?
It. Would you shut up?"
Well,
And
mate,
she
you might
just-
be good with the sword, but
She
don't
just
mean nothing
shrugs
if you
and
don't go out there and use it.
Don't you start that with me too. I've had enough of people just telling me what I can and can't do.
I'm not telling you what you can and can't do. I'm saying you got to get out there and prove yourself if you wanna be free.
That's basically the same thing.
What keeps you? What is it that is there some sort of thing holding you back from going on out there and fighting?
Laurel just leans over and says, "Yeah, his balls." And he gets red in the face. He's like, "Will you shut up, you woman?"
No, I know it can't just be that. I mean, I met plenty of men who went from cowards to being able to fight as soon as they realized they had to. You got some family or something, Jack?
Well, no.
You're just afraid of dying. That's it.
Yeah, who ain't afraid of dying?
Well, we're all afraid of dying, mate. It's about how you get over it.
Well, how would you get over it then?
Well, I suppose it all comes down to whether or not you have something worth protecting. Something to fight for, really.
And
If
he
you don't
just,
got anything to fight for, it's going to be a lot harder.
well, I'm wanting to fight for money, for treasure, for the coin. Ain't you?
I mean, it's not quite the reason I was thinking of, but I suppose that's why a lot of people fight. But I reckon you'll see that the people who fight for that tend to be the ones who, even if they can make it, unlike you, tend to run off.
Laurel looks like she's about to say something, then she says, you can keep talking with him if you want. I'm gonna head to the other side of the ship. And she just walks off. And Jack just keeps going with this tirade of his, as if he's trying to get someone to sympathize with him. You ever been on a ship like this before? You ever been on a crew before?
I've been on plenty of ships, mate.
Did they make you swab the deck every day?
I've done everything around the ship, including swabbing the deck.
Well, then why ain't they made you swab the deck? You're new here.
Well, I reckon it's because I've got quite the experience. I assume I'm sort of like doing my job while he's talking to me.
Yeah.
And quite clearly,
He is-
quite clearly, like very deft.
He has put down the mop and bucket. He is completely just, I want to have this conversation. I don't want to work kind of mode. He's that guy. He's like, I don't understand it. He's like, I've been doing this here job for this long. I don't care if you're new or not. I don't care how much experience you got. I think anyone around here should be swabbing the decks every now and then. It'd be up to me. I'd turn around and make the captain swab the deck for a few days, maybe a few weeks. Have you seen inside his room? That lazy bastard has a bath. He gets warm water and he gets to sit in it.
Have you raised your concerns with the captain? With Nail?
Oh, they don't care. They don't do nothing. They don't give a damn about us down here. Something in my
What's
eye.
keeping you here on the ship? Why don't you just leave?
'Cause I ain't got nowhere to go to.
Guys, new plot arc. We do a mutiny and we make him the captain, and he will be the most inept captain of all time.
Um, so you don't have a home. You got no family anywhere. All you have is this ship, huh?
Aye.
I can understand that. But I think you'll find you want to you'll have to find some sort of better purpose than just money. Maybe maybe if there's something that you do hold dear, even if it's gone now, you could still go on in memory of it.
What is this sentimental shit you're spewing out right now? This lot has got to be the dumbest pirates I ever heard of. Something more important than treasure. That's why you become a pirate. And if we ain't going
can
after
have all
treasure every day, then why aren't we throwing the captain overboard?
Well, you can have all the treasure you
Yeah.
like, mate, but what are you gonna do with it when you die? Hmm?
I ain't gonna die.
Right. Yes. Suppose that makes sense why you go onto the deck every time there's trouble then. Probably won't die like that. Won't get any treasure neither.
I don't think that none of you understand. That is, you were out there. You were on land. You were fighting undead. You were doing all this stuff. What's stopping you from becoming the new captain, eh?
Well, I reckon that I'm
He cuts you.
perfectly
He cuts
fine.
you off right there. He's like, I've been working this crew for so long. I know this shit like the back of me hand. I ought to be forcing this and that. I ought to be calling the shots around here. I ought to be first mate or captain even. If I had my way, I'd throw him. I'd gut him where he stood. It's absolute bollocks the way he runs this here ship. I tells you, this is, and he just goes off some more talking about how he ought to take over the crew somehow.
I'm just gonna be like looking around, making sure that and I'm just gonna say like, well, I empathize with whatever it is you're saying there, but you probably don't want to let anyone other than me hear it.
This guy
I'm
has
sure,
a name here.
I'm sure you know very well that you wouldn't be able to run away from the captain like you could from other battles.
Oh please, I ain't seen him fight anybody. I ain't seen him commandeer another ship.
Well, what? How do you think he's earned the respect of everybody else aboard then?
Oh, I don't know, some sort of magic maybe. Or he's bribed him or something.
All I can tell you, I'm not on the effects of any spell. And yet I reckon he's probably stronger than anybody on board. I can tell just from the gravitas.
He waves his hand dismissively and he's like, I don't think any of you... Oh, why did I even bother? Thought I might find a fellow soul over here. And he starts sauntering off.
Would I
I'll just
hear
sort of,
any
like,
of this
shake my
conversation from the
bits and
crow's
pieces.
nest?
Bits and pieces of it, yes. He gets quite loud at some points.
Yeah. I would also probably periodically switch into wolf form, which has advantage on hearing, so I can hear him fairly clearly. I mean, I don't even know if I could fit up there in wolf form. I probably couldn't, so
Probably
not. But
maybe small wolf, but not dire wolf.
yeah. He just changes into a dire wolf. That's it. He's very one
That's
dimensional.
it. That's his
Yep.
thing.
That's his thing.
Dire wolves and spiders. Got it.
Yep. That's it. And yeah, just hearing any mention of like mutiny, he's just gonna laugh, seeing that guy and knowing what the captain looks like. And that's it. Yeah. Also, is our gold still there? Has anybody touched our gold? I would like to think
No
Aaron is
one
checking
has.
that shit like every day.
Well, I would have on the first day tried to get everyone together, but I imagine I wouldn't have been able to get Citrine if she was meditating or hiding. But if we wanted to do this as like a group conversation,
Yeah.
I would just wait for everybody to be available. So just assuming that we're all together, Octavius would be like, I know Nails said we could keep it all, but what do you guys think?
It's a lot of fucking moolah, and I think that we should perhaps consider the favor it would curry us with the captain if we were to say leave him a nice little gift basket out front of his quarters. You know, grand or two. You know,
Well,
rest of
I'm
it's
sure-
plenty.
I'm sure his cut is already like 80% though. So like, even if we did bring it to the quartermaster, we have to return the bag of holding anyways. We can't just we wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to keep.
You know, the thing is, I reckon this captain, the way he seems to me, I feel like he probably don't care about gold.
You think?
Otherwise,
You
we
think
wouldn't have been allowed to keep it in the first place. Nail knew he loved gold. We would have been asked for it.
it is strange to be tasked with a robbery and then be told that you can keep everything that you brought? Seems
Yeah.
weird.
Maybe it's
Plus,
like a
Is that-
test.
That little
Mysterious.
dagger wasn't nothing special, was it? I mean, I know she said Nail or somebody had lost it from her,
I
but
don't know. She seemed shaken when she got a hold of it.
But weren't there a
uh,
few other things too that, because, weren't there? Did she ask for like the other magical items that we got?
No.
No.
yeah. What other magic items did we get? There's like a. I didn't write it down. I don't think.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The
either.
only other magic item you got was a +1 sword.
That,
Oh.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, regardless, I mean, we got enough gold to buy a sizable portion of land in most places. If we wanted to get into real estate, we could make that pivot right now, or we could,
Yeah. We could just
continue-
retire as pirates.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, or so I see two routes here. Really, realistically, we all split our gold. We live a happy, wealthy life aboard this ship, buying the nicest hotels every time we go inland. We put our heads together and buy our own ship, or we leave the captain a sizable donation as a sign of good faith, and then we take our cuts. I'm impartial to all three of these ideas.
You know, regardless of what we do, I would be quite interested to try and get a meeting with the captain now that we've met him. I want to rake his mind, figure out if my hunch is right, that he's got some sort of grander ambitions. Might be something that we would want to get in on.
Have
Best
we
way to
already
do
been
that's with a
told?
gift.
Have we already been told where we're going? I know you said we're traveling. Traveling from.
Yes. The next port that you're headed to is Arumora.
Okay. Because I'll deal with that after we finish this conversation. And I'll say. I mean, I think it'd be fair to just take it to the quartermaster, take our cut, and leave it at. I don't feel like leaving the ship anytime soon, but
To be fair, Nail ranks above the quartermaster, and her instructions were to keep it all for ourselves. Anything that's not the dagger is for us, what she said. But I do
if you want to
agree.
keep it, it's fine. But I'd like to remain in good standing with the maybe the other crewmates might get upset or something. I don't know.
Man, I'm a 9 foot tall wolf. I can throw them off. I don't give a fuck about the other crew. I care about the captain, and I care about our well-being. Us. Us five. All that matters. But, I think if we are staying here, some of it needs to go to the captain so we can get in a room with him, just like Desmond here said. I agree with him. We need to curry favor, you know? Show that we're part of the team. What better way to do that than a sizable payment of our goodwill? Just because we can.
I just think it's
It is weird.
weird to curry favor with the gold that would be his anyways.
Well, if he's got a problem with that, he could take it up with Nail, not us.
The captain can take it up with his first
First.
mate.
Yeah, the person who said it was all ours. That's
Oh,
not fair.
okay. Yes. So
Not our fault. She said to keep gold. And
that's fair.
We're giving it.
Okay, this makes more sense now.
And if if anything, it's a donation. You know, she said we could keep it. He might be like, wow, I told them they could maybe he gave the order and she didn't. We don't know. Regardless, whoever is going to be upset if 5,000 gold shows up at the door. I don't know anybody. So,
So we have 40,000 gold currently, correct?
Mhm.
we do.
And so you're suggesting that we donate 5 to just make things look better for our end.
That leaves 7 each, which is more than I've ever owned. So, that's something.
That's not a bad plan, I don't think.
Feel a
Everybody on
strange
board?
entity, like a past version of yourself, looking on fondly.
So just add 7,000 gold to my
And we're gonna leave
character sheet.
just a fucking one of the saddlebags that I had. I'll leave it just with 5,000 gold, and we're just gonna, I guess maybe, I'll ask the more social among us, either Citrine or Nick or somebody, and just be like, hand it to them, like bag of 5,000 gold, and be like, maybe ask Nail what's the best way to get this to the captain. I don't know. We're supposed to leave it at his door, ding dong ditch, not all that, or
10,000 added to our personal gold inventory, right?
Remember Gil, the dwarf, has a whole like banking system. So it's mostly just a matter of like, hey, Gil, Nails said this, but also we want to do this.
Mm.
And he transfers
trust
funds
more.
accordingly.
I trust the more social among us. I'm not really good with words, not really my strength. Hence why I turn into a dog sometimes.
Well, that's a
I
good
mean,
I'm saying.
I figured we could just knock on his door and drop it off, unless.
I
Desmond, is there a faux pas about knocking on the captain's door? I'm not really sure how all this sound shit works, the ranking or whatever.
uh my intuition out of character is telling me it's not very courteous, but in character, I'm not sure.
It's got to go through middle management first before it can get to the
Yeah.
Whatever
captain.
you would,
Even if
whatever
it's
your
free money.
whatever your prior knowledge would say, it's all